So with that, with LeBron and Joel Embiid essentially being removed from the MVP conversation, what is your list looking like these days?
I got number one is Joker, number
Okay.
two is Dame, and then number three is Luca. And I think those are really the only people it can be. Joker's got 27, 11, and 8. I don't think they're really going to give it to anyone lower than, I even think a fifth seed is pushing it. But after what happened with Russ, I don't think they're giving it to anyone a six seed or lower. And I think if Joker's really going to win it, they got to pass the Lakers, which they're like 2.5 games out of third. So they can pass the Lakers. They might even be able to pass the Clippers. Uh, Dame's numbers are great. They're a game behind Denver, but I don't see them jumping like I can see Denver possibly doing it. And then Luca, let's just play this one safe because everyone loves to get mad about it. Luca is 100% an MVP caliber player. He is putting up MVP caliber numbers. He is not having an MVP caliber season when it comes to how his team is doing. We're
But
not
they're
going to give
hot.
it to you if they're hot right now, but their team is still a 7 seed. If they continue this hot streak and they jump into like a 3 or 4 seed, by all means, then he will jump Dame and Joker. But where it stands right now, he's behind Joker and Dame, and that's because Joel and LeBron both got hurt. So if he magically wins it this year, if they do happen to jump Portland, Denver, and the Lakers or Clippers, we still need to remember Joel Embiid went out and LeBron went out. So he went from what should be 5, he's now 3 because 1 and 2 went out. And if he wins, he'd be number 1 when he should really be number 3 when our two front runners went out.
So I got a list of five, and it's a little bit different than yours. I think right now, though, what we're seeing is why LeBron is the MVP of the league because Jesus
Here
Christ,
we go.
that Lakers team looks absolutely terrible. But you can't be the MVP of the league if you're missing that many games. I'm just not comfortable with that.
I'm comfortable if Joel wins. I'm not comfortable if LeBron wins.
You are a LeBron
No,
hater.
Joel, and I understand they were 1 and 2, but it was a clear 1 and 2. It was not 1A. It was not 1 and 1A. Joel was 1 and like had it set in stone until he got hurt. LeBron was right there, but he was under, and it was a clear line between 1 and 2.
I think Joel was playing better basketball, but I think when you start getting into value and what you mean to your team, I think LeBron just means more to his team. And that would then in turn make him the more valuable player, even though he's not playing the best. But that again, that's just my perspective. Maybe
We'll see
I'm
if Ben Simmons goes out because LeBron also lost AD. So it's LeBron. Look at the Lakers now, and LeBron's gone. We'll look at the Lakers and LeBron and AD are gone. So let's lump both that in there.
all right. So here's my list. And I'm not gonna say it's in order, but my number one is my number one. Chris Paul, Giannis, Joker, Dame, Luca. And I know Chris Paul does not have the statistical the stats of these guys. He doesn't have the statistical resume to say, oh, he's the MVP. He's 16 and 9, and they're a 2 seed. And the main difference between the Suns today and the Suns a year ago is Chris Paul. Yes, they added Langston Galloway and Jay Crowder, but that team is ran by Chris Paul. They're a 2 seed because of Chris Paul. And if you watch that team, they are just different. They play winning basketball. They play better basketball than they did previously. And just the winning follows him. His track record is showing that he brings winning. And it's not in the stats, but if you actually watch Chris Paul, I think he makes a strong argument to be the MVP, but if not a top 3 guy in the MVP. And if you think about it, man, Steve, just like Steve Nash, man, just the point guard out there making it go. And yes, there are players with a better statistical case against him, but I like Chris Paul. Next,
Well, real quick, because with Chris Paul, I'm looking at the numbers, and of course, like you said, the numbers just aren't there. But I 100% agree with you, just for like what he means to the team. He has catapulted that team into the 2 seed, and they're just a very good team now, and he's the one that runs it. And it kind of has like O2 Jason Kidd vibes when he went to the Nets. What I'm saying is, if you are going to say that CP3 should win MVP because he's the most valuable player to his team, then because I think he's more valuable to the Suns than LeBron is to the Lakers. So then he's got to jump everybody because he's the most valuable player to his team than anyone in the league. So if we're going most valuable player to, then he jumps Joel and LeBron. But we can't be like, oh, LeBron is really most like if it's most valuable to their team, then it's Chris Paul, period. And that's just not. It's what the award is, but not what they give the award out for. He's not playing the best basketball. He's the most important to his team.
So, yes. And I forgot what I had on the first time we did this, what I had for my MVP. I probably had LeBron because I was being a fanboy. But it is what it is. Giannis, man, bro. Giannis is 29, 12, and 6.
Doesn't matter.
And I know it shouldn't matter, but they're surging. They're what? 2 game. They're 2 seed, like a game and a half back, something like that. And we're going to look at the playoffs and say no, or we're going to say that he's not Larry Bird, or was it Bill Russell who won 3 MVPs in a row? We're just not going to put him in that same rare air. But the numbers are there. The impact is there, and he's getting better. Maybe we were burying Giannis a little bit too early. He just had to take his playoff lumps. Then I got the Joker. You've already said it. He's averaging damn near a triple-double. My knock on Joker is their seeding is low and he doesn't play defense, but that's not what we're losing sleep over here. Then Dame right behind Joker with 38 and 6. He don't play defense. Their seeding is low, but he's carried a team missing his top 2 road dogs, man. So for them to be as competitive as they are, and granted they're what, like a 6 seed or a 5? Yeah, they're a 6 seed.
If we're going off importance, he's right after Chris Paul to me.
And then 5th, I have Luka, and they're looking good. They're looking better. He has the numbers. I don't want to spend much time on Luka because you know how his people are.
Yeah, brace for inbound hate.
So Anthony Edwards is Rookie of the Year?
No. It's still got to be LaMelo in my mind. Just because, and if you look at Anthony Edwards' numbers, they're actually, as far as points go, he's 17, 4, and 2, but his team is god awful. And LaMelo had his team in the lottery because he got drafted, 3rd overall?
Yeah.
And they're a 4 seed. And granted, it's the East Coast, and the Eastern Conference is god awful, but they're a 4 seed. They're a game above 500, and they're winning. They look good, and he's the reason. Like Gordon Hayward's been big. Also, I'm not going to sit up here and be like it's all the LaMelo show, but LaMelo's got that team looking right.
Yeah, they look better with LaMelo.
He has impacted the team way more than any rookie has impacted their team this year. I think he's got to be the Rookie of the Year, period. Like it does not matter at this point.
I'm not mad at that. I've liked what I've seen from Anthony Edwards, especially now that he's getting to touch the ball a little bit more. Definitely. But when we think back to this season, injury or not, we think back to LaMelo as the best rookie from this year.